will say that now. I'll be honest. I'm horrible, and whoever enjoys watching me, I have no watch. Um, if you're going to be joining, I just wanted to say this video, try not to say a lot, because I do that. And I'm just trying and play. I'm very hard for me not to say the word because this is weird. And I'm just gonna start the game. And my goal is not to say the word after this. And if I do, you guys have to do a counter. And like, I want to see, and I can't say the word like. I have to use actual conversation, which will be very hard indeed. So let's get to it. And it's not doing anything. Okay, there we go. We're going to start a new world. I don't remember which ones I own. Mashup pack. Skyrim, I didn't know I owned that already. Halloween pack. Okay, so I own those two. Don't own any of these. Don't own any of these. City texture pack, because it's like one of my favorite ones. And I don't have these. Okay. So we're going to use the Skyrim pack. Maybe. Or maybe I'll go classic. I really want to use the Skyrim one. I know most people can join it no matter what because it's just a texture pack. So that was a little weird. Someone knocked on the door or something. But anyway, I'm going to try and be a little bit quieter. But I'm going to start the game on strict survival. And I might have some people have the powers, just depending on who's very respectable. But I'll go ahead and name the world now. We're going to name it Hombre Deus. Or Dos Deus, however you want to say it. Hombre Deus, and it will be... we'll do easy for now. If people ask for the difficulty to be raised, we'll do that. And I'm going to do it in the normal Minecraft world until I can find who has similar texture packs. And it just depends how many people join the world. I'm going to make it large. And then we're going to use my birth year, which will be, we'll do February. February straight out. 28th. 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 And then we're going to do space and then 1992, and that's going to be the seed. And whoever... Okay, let's see. Trust players, fire spreads. So I'm going to be... No, I don't want to disable autosaves. We're not going to do a super flat world. I'm trying to remember how to do this. There we go. Online game, allow friends of friends, player versus player, host privileges. I think I'm going to do that because it makes it easier to manage people coming and going. And I'm going to allow inventory to disappear. But if people would like to... I did it again. I'm trying not to say the word and it's so hard, seeing as I'm not sure what to do. But it will help me a lot when it comes to... No, we're not. We'll talk about it later when it comes to that. I'm in the fucking menu, and whoever's watching this is like, this jackass. It is probably someone I know, so they're just like, yep, this is Thomas. He's the only one who spends like the beginning, probably 20 minutes of, okay, 20 minutes into gameplay is just freaking me in the menu and then a loading screen. But I also wanted to talk to you guys, so this makes sense. I'm going to turn up the volume for the other stuff, so it's probably going to blow my ears out, but it'll make it easier on you guys when you're watching this video later. Let's do settings. Yes, I'm the person. We're going to turn it up to 56 because in the game chat... Wait, does that mean... Graphics, gamma needs to be turned up a little bit. There you go. Don't want to burn your eyes out, but I also want you to be able to see everything. User interface. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to start this out with everybody else being in survival. I will be playing in survival, like, you know, god damn it. I will be playing this in survival when more people get in, but for now I think I'm going to go ahead and go into being like almighty god, which is what I didn't want, but at the same time, let's see what's in here. Anything good? This is what you guys will start out with. I'm not going to affect the chest at all. So if you guys join, this is what you're going to get when you come to this chest. If someone is watching the video right now, you can tell me later what was all in that chest, and I'll just put similar items, no diamond stuff. I'll get the nicest thing I'll give you is iron, and it doesn't mean you're getting all iron. But let's go ahead and switch that on. I'm so terrible. I need me. For me, off creative, can fly, invisible. And I'll set my spawn point here, disable exhaustion. And I'll turn all that back on later. Alright, let's go see this area. This is the starting area. And it looks okay. This is very awkward for me. I'm not good at doing this at all. You should just not watch me. This is irritating me. It looks like a penis in dirt. There you go. This would be perfect for like to build a house into. Perfect for starting mining too. The first thing I like to do usually when I'm in creative and I'm building this for another map is I like to find some material that I like and build a bridge if there's water near the spawn area. So for example, like right here. You don't need a bridge. Bridges aren't really needed. They just make it easier when you're trying to get away from another entity. And I don't like, I like to usually build like complicated bridges that will take me hours upon hours and days to build on, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just build a simplistic bridge that looks nice. And I think I messed up somewhere. Probably didn't, but I probably did. I think it's good enough. I'm not going to put any lights on it. It's just to get from one area to the other. And I already messed up. That looks horrible now. There we go. Get you over here. My boring voice. Hello. I'm not gonna talk like that. No, no thank you. I just wish someone would join. That's the only reason why I always stop playing Minecraft. Minecraft by yourself is okay for a little bit, but then there's no point in playing. You're just like, yay, beautiful world, and I'm by myself. All around me are familiar faces, worn out places. Yeah, pretty much. Depressing music cue, even though that's not really a depressing song, it just sings about how everything's the same are actually crazy. That's my spiel on what I think it is. Doesn't mean it's the true meaning of that song. Okay. There's some water down there. Now that's a hole. Let's go in the hole. No dirty joke intended. Yeah, you guys get to just watch me be pretty much depressed because nobody's gonna join this game, and if they do, it's gonna be like one person. But I don't know what I expected. I just expected someone to be awake or not be doing anything and want to play, and then like, but not be just one person, and most likely that one person would probably be my brother Johnny. To be more than one person. That way we could all join together and make a town. And that I kind of wanted to like, I don't know how many people you can do in Minecraft. Oh, I did it again. I'm trying not to say or and, but I almost did it after I just got to talking about not doing it. Because this is gonna be the whole gameplay. Just me freaking, yeah. How about this? You know what? I'm gonna do the game. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off. You guys will see it yourself. Options. Oh, and options. What am I doing? Play Minecraft much? Go back to normal. Yeah, I gave myself wood. No pun intended. Okay. So yes, I have one thing of wood and that's it. Okay. And I'm really far back away from where I was at. I will do one thing, and it is cheating, but I'm gonna reset the day, maybe. Maybe not. It'll be karma for what I did. Let's do 4 for now. Okay. No. Did I say throw wood? I don't think I said throw wood. Okay, there we go. I need... Okay. Alright, so let's get this done. Alright. We're going to build a... What the hell is this? Wait, you can make your own banner? But where did that come from? Oh, that's like on the final one. Oh, is that like for your group? That's cool. So like... I did that again. Whatever. The is the same as We could create teams. So my goal is to try and get 8 people in the server, at least. I'd like way more, but I don't know how many people you can have in the Minecraft. Console version. If we can have more than 4 people, well, 8 people, then what I'd like to do is have I'd like to have 10 and 10, but it's probably not going to happen. So my goal is to at least get 8, and then have 4 people in one town and 4 people in the other town, and we'll try and attack each other, build our defenses up. But we cannot, when we go into a town, the way that would work is the other one would overtake it. So if they overtake a town, the other person has to build a new town or try and take it back. God, what am I doing? I ended up getting the crap scared out of me. Boo-hoo-hoo, I'm cheating. I just don't want to stay down here all day. It's boring for a Let's Play when you're only the one down here. I'm just starting out. Good morning. Okay, let's cover that back up. Alright. Do I have enough to make a pickaxe? Yes, I do. Oh, I'd like to make one of the most useless, in my opinion, objects in the game, but I can't because I don't have enough wood. Okay, so worst gameplay ever. I think I'm just going to be this emotion. Cutting wood for the 15th billionth time on Minecraft. Hello. Hello, chicken. For the 15th billion. What the hell is that? Oh God! No! No! Screw you. Hey, screw you too. Frickin' chicken skeleton. scaring the shit out of me. Yeah, small little cars getting scared out of you since whenever. Meh. Why do I hear the sound of villagers? That's the sound of a villager. Listen. You hear that? I don't think I've ever noticed that sound before. Listen. What is that sound? Why does it sound like a villager when I'm hitting that? I've never noticed that before. Where is the... Oh, they're over there. Back over here, cow. Oh! Stupid thing. That is a villager. It's a zombie villager. Alright. There's nobody on here, so... Yeah, we're going to fly away. Fly away. I don't know, you guys. I don't know if it's just because I don't have any new games to play, but I'm not a very good commentator. I might end up just, you know, ending the channel. Or at least, you know, I'll leave the videos up, but I might not put any videos up anymore. It's not that I'm like being lazy about it or I'm just giving up. It's just one thing you definitely don't want to do is you don't want to... I'm trying to think of the words. I don't think it's a doubt. I don't think you want to... Yeah, don't doubt YouTubers or say that they're easy. I'm not a very big worded person. I mean, I am, but I'm not used to saying them because whenever I was going in school, I always made everybody think I was dumb because I got picked on when people thought I was smarter than I actually was. And I just kind of got so wrapped up in it. And with my parents, you know, getting divorced at the time when I was in elementary school, it just kind of stuck. In middle school, it was the same thing. People picked on me because I was trying to be smart. And, you know, it continues the same thing until high school. I finally, when I went to Florida, it started going to the library more. Instead of being smart out loud, I was smart, you know, in my head. When it comes to speaking terms, I don't sound very smart. I don't sound very smart. But in my head, I can read. Like, if it comes to being out loud, I can read fast, but not as fast again when I'm quietly reading. You know, I can read a Harry Potter book and most Harry Potter books in a day to 2 days. If I literally sit there and read it to like 24 hours to 48 hours is how long it would take me to read the book. And, you know, anything else, I'm like, boom, done. And everyone else is like, whoa, dude, I'm still reading, calm down. And math-wise, if I'm in my head, combination of that and out loud, I can be pretty smart too. That's why I got above average in, you know, class when it came to math. They tried to put me in, kept pushing me to go higher and higher, and it just wasn't me. Whoa. I love this area. It's good I put my birth date in and everything. What's that? Oh, that's the same thing. So cool. Um, I used to cling to people, and when it came to being living on my own, that kind of changed because I felt like I was being tortured. That was like my biggest fear in my life was to live alone. And my what is now wife, Willow, she's my wife now. We're married. I know it's been a while and we haven't really talked about it on the channel, but we're married now. And I don't have as much of an interest to playing video games. That doesn't mean I don't like playing them. It's hard to do it with YouTube though. It's one thing that I never considered for a lot of these YouTubers. They might not want to play video games anymore, but it's their only way of making money now. Or like that's why that, like for example PewDiePie, he might still like video games, but he's just played so many that I mean none of them interest him. So he's doing all this weird stuff to kind of make up for it because he doesn't want to just leave you guys, but it's also the money. I mean, it's always going to be money. Don't go around and saying, "Oh, well, um he's just doing it for the money now and his channel is terrible," and but he's trying. Like he could just literally make videos where he sits there or doesn't say anything or just talks about what's going on today and why the sky's blue, his opinion, and just make up random crap. But like there's like an edge of him trying to do something different. Like he's still unique. I really don't want to do this, but I do. And I think he just needs to go back and play some horror games because that's where he started. He started with horror games. And he this is pretty much what this video is going to become. So I mean, if you guys don't want to hear me rant, then you might want to just turn the video off, even though most likely nobody's ever going to watch this, and I'm just talking for no reason. Yes, I'm being a Debbie Downer. Get the fuck over it. This is my channel, and if it's going down, and I don't give a flying fuck. People care too much of what people think. It's the reason why people are held back. It's the reason why we are today the way we are. I mean, video games, TV shows, movies, fashion, whether you look good, whether you have a good job, all of this stuff doesn't matter if like it's all gone. If one day freaking all of a sudden, hold on, I'm trying to figure out where the frick the stupid TL8 cycle, there you go. If one day everything goes to shit, there's no video games, there's no TV for distractions, jobs don't actually matter, the people who were the weird ones, the ones who didn't follow society, the ones who lived in the woods especially and lived off nature, they're not going to be affected. If they know how to get the water and everything else, the only thing they'll be affected by is if they're peaceful. The biggest thing that people don't realize is that the things in life that matter are in between. Like love. Most people will probably think I'm crazy or I'm stupid or I'm naive. But what are you going to do when you're alone? Most people are just okay with it. But you get that haunting feeling in the pit of your stomach or in your heart or whatever you want to call it. That feeling of, I might be alone for the rest of my life. And my life's short. You feel how fast it's going. You feel the seconds going, the minutes. And all of a sudden it's an hour. All of a sudden it's 3 hours. All of a sudden you're in bed again for the 15th billion time, 100th or whatever you want to call it. And you lay there and you're like, time for another day. You do that, and then a year passes by, another year, another year, another year, and then you're 70, 50 years old, you have a heart attack, you die from old age. And what happens after? We don't know. Nobody knows. Don't sit there and tell me, oh, this book told me. Let me tell you something. If a book can talk about wizards and unicorns and all this other stuff, What makes you think a long time ago someone made up something? I mean, it could have been aliens. Ooh. Could have been a Holy Spirit. Any of this stuff. Some things could be just mischievous energy of the universe. Nobody knows. Nope, nothing in the universe has come up. Or the universe itself would probably be a better thing to do. Is if the universe had a consciousness, and it was a conscience. Yeah, see, I'm not good with saying big words. I know the word in my head. I can say it perfectly in my head, but as soon as I try to speak out loud, yeah, you get the idea. But it's like you don't know. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit because I don't know if it'll be loud for you guys. Right there. You don't know unless the universe is going to come up to you guys and say, "Hey, guess what? This exists. This is the reason why this is," and it never will. Our universe is, in my opinion, one of the most dullest ones that we've imagined. If it's true that, okay, let's say it's true that God exists. We're just gonna say this. I'm not saying I deny it. I'm not an atheist. I'm an agnostic. Or if whatever it means, whenever something comes up to you and says, "Hey, guess what? I exist," then I'll be like, okay, and it's giving me proof. I'm not going to lay down and worship it. I'm going to be like, okay, you gave me proof. Good. Doesn't mean I still believe in you. You kind of abandon us. I mean, we're not doing exactly the best. In my opinion. I mean, maybe we are, and I just don't realize it. Because if we're built in God's image, that means that it's set up to be a riddle, or it could mean anything. We could have the power of God's and just not realize it. Like, my thing is, I believe that, like, it was my belief. I don't know, I still enjoy the idea, but it doesn't mean I worship it. I don't sit down every day and pray to it and say, "Bring me my infinity." Because I had the idea of Infinity Watch, which is that the idea of that is that we are gods. We're all gods. Anybody who has the strong imagination, some people could just have the willpower of God or the free will of God. But hold on. Okay, sorry. But what I'm getting at is that I'm a fucking idiot. What I'm talking about is the fact that, let's say Stan Lee made Spider-Man, and the universe for Marvel and everything how it exists. And he even made separate universes. There's different interpretations of those universes. The theory that I have is that the Stan Lee is a god in himself. He's not the god, the one that created this universe. But maybe the fact that universes were dying out, and ours was the last one, or it was one of the last ones, or it was just one of them. The one before it was the exact same thing that ours is now. And God was trying to create new universes, and he didn't have enough time because he was busy on our universe. So to entertain the idea, he created us, and our bigger purpose, the meaning of life, is for us to create life and create other universes. And what I mean by that is like I said, Stan Lee. Spider-Man exists in another universe. There's a God in that universe. But their universe is not like ours. And ours isn't the only one. Because of parallel universes, when God created this one, there's all these other ones. So they have the business of doing it too. Ours could be number 57 and not even be the original. But the idea is that many universes are very normal. They have small occurrences in them, but they are not substantial. They don't have anything interesting happening or wacky. They're not unstable. I guess ours is stable. That's the only thing good we got for us. But basically, trying to make this look nice. We are just a middle universe. We're a universe, one of the middle universes that are in between all of them. And each one of those universes have alternate universes too. Like Spider-Man doesn't have like spider abilities. Instead, he is a giant spider, or other things like that. That's a good example. But we're the ones who helped create it when we brought it into being, or we helped bring it back to the light. Kingdom Hearts entertains that idea if you think about it, because Sora's universe was the normal universe. There's nothing going on. Everyone wants to leave it. But as soon as the doorway's opened, then all of Walt Disney's creations become into one universe. That's an entertaining idea that that this is weird for me. Sorry, you guys. I mean, I know I come off as like fuck you, but at the same time, another part of me cares. And then I know I probably sound like a nut job, but some part of me thinks it makes sense. I mean, I've always noticed how normal our universe is. Maybe wait, which one is the one that you can put all the wood together? Hold on. Okay, it's bow mill that you use for this. I know I'm getting off track of what we were talking about. Oh, that works. 2s, 3s, 4s. That work too? It did. Yeah, if you create a universe, but I think the way it would work is if God's real. We already got over that. If he's power, if he becomes more powerful, or he just like, I don't think that praying has anything to do with it. I think it's more of an ego thing. But for our universes, instead of prayer, I think it's the more acknowledgement. Like the less people who acknowledge him, the less he would appear. So like this is like, that wouldn't make any sense though, because that means he would be like a normal man, but he was in a, oh wait, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy kind of makes a good point about that. He was in a sub-universe, and if life, the meaning of life was revealed, then it had to start the universe over. So combine that with my theory that basically he has to be in a sub-universe, which could be heaven, or heaven could be a separate area for power to fuel the universe and regenerate it, and then it's like little by little souls are less powerful, which would make sense. But if something was making it so that we were more powerful again, then when we probably had like a period where nobody had anything special going on, and the small amount of people in on our planet that would slowly evolve, like, you know, like people who could see the future, they were treated like they were psychos, but there was not very many of them, so they were put in like psych wards. But let's say those people were actually not like crazy, they could actually see the future because their souls were stronger. It's supposed to be like the pure light. I don't know. There's very many theories I have, and a lot of them actually fit with each other. Like supernatural. Combine that with there were aliens. Because one of the theories that supernatural kind of I always thought of, and I thought it was a really cool idea that if God existed, or whatever, argument, comments, whatever, don't give a flying fuck, whatever you say, don't, whatever. Um, which brings me on to fact. People do that, and like they'll start fights, or people will comment on stuff and flip out. But like, it used to be like, I think, don't think of it as me saying it's negative, but people have gotten lazy. Someone like Justin Bieber, whenever John Lennon was alive, John Lennon was killed because of a fan, supposedly. That might be a cover up. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not saying that that's fact. I'm just saying people have talked about that, how it could have been a cover up for something else. But someone loved him so much that they killed him, or they were such a big fan, or I think that was someone else. But you guys get the opinion. Or someone hated someone enough they kill him. People must not hate people enough to do that anymore. I'm not saying it's a bad thing that they don't do it anymore, but it's like, Jesus. People do that back then for small reasons, and nowadays people barely do anything. Then again, it could have been because reasons. I don't know what I'm doing. You guys are like, what the fuck? He's talking about philosophical things. Oh, he's creating a giant tree. Actually, I like that idea. Looks kind of cool. But anyway, the infinity idea that I was talking about before is basically the idea that there is a almighty powerful watch or object, because the original idea is that the energy in itself existed, that he wasn't God, but he basically is someone who passed through different universes, and he was on a board for the people who helped run that. But there's also multiple versions of him because it was a way of hiding him, his existence, because he didn't want to be known. He didn't want to be worshipped, and he doesn't want to be respected for that. He was waiting. And because of his creation of the watch, he died. Because as soon as the watch was created, he died, but at the same time he didn't. Because of the infinite possibilities. It's like a an infinite probability drive, where infinite possibilities happen all at the same time. At the same time, they don't. Uh, he ate an apple. He didn't eat an apple. He could die from hunger. He couldn't die from hunger. He was immortal. He wasn't immortal. It's basically one of those things where you can fit yourself on him, or you can fit yourself to be the next one. But in my belief, because it's me, and whenever you break psychologically, you always try to make a rational decision or a reason why things happened. When I was a child, I was picked on a lot, and I was miserable. My parents got divorced. I felt like my whole world was falling before me. So I imagined the idea that I was the next infinity. That for every reason that happened, there was a reason. There was a good reason. And then the thought of, besides that, like I started to understand it more than just me going to other universes and escaping. It became more, way more than that. It became it became me thinking, yeah, obviously I was infinity, the next infinity, to get the infinity watch that would allow me to go to multiple different universes, to be able to create my own. But at the same time, I realized that that would never be possible. In a universe of this probability, the best way for me to explain this is based off of my complete explanation of myself and how many times I've written it. But it's best for me to tell you guys this way. That I would leave this universe. I never have to come back. I never would be allowed to come back. It was the price of having it, is that you could not be in the same universe where it was created, because it was created here, but it wasn't at the same time. There's just like so many different things I've added to it. This is black clay. Does it look good? It looks like brown. That's not black clay. Does that look like black clay to you? That's brown. That's racist. But anyway. It's just, it's hard to explain. I'm trying to think. It basically allows you to be infinite, infinitely powerful, but most of the universes you go to aren't the actual universe, and you don't learn that until later. The reason why I did that, most people was like, why wouldn't you just make it so you could go to the actual universe? You're disrupting, if it does have a God, because it was created to be that way, then you're disrupting so much. Not just a universe that already exists. You're just disrupting a lot. A lot more than you know. So to protect those universes, I made it pretty much a rule that they would all be more copies. It also makes it so that, let's say, for one version of Pokemon universe, I want it to live it like how the Pokemon universe is. Another version has to continue to age, and so do most of the people there, and I could live my life until a certain point. And if it got too sad or too depressing for me after a while, I could just erase my own memory, but then save it in a jar to give me a reason why to forget it. And then, I could then go back and do stuff that you wouldn't normally think. Make it until Misty's a certain age. Don't judge me. Most of you have either thought of it, of, like, for example, Misty from Pokemon being 18 or 19 or 21 and then being able to go fuck her. and then like have the girl. But and then the idea of bringing friends around to make sure I wasn't lonely. Because the thing about infinity is the story is ever evolving. It's infinite. There's always an alternate universe fact. Meaning, in no way possible is there to destroy it. There's also no way for the person, like, you can't even be fast. Because infinity is infinity times faster. And if you're infinity times faster than infinity is it basically just keeps going. It becomes faster, stronger. And it's before you even thought of it. But even before that, you go to try and stab me. Well, I already thought of that. I regenerate. I regenerate faster than anything in the universe, faster than anything. In any universe, in every universe, and in universes that don't exist yet. You didn't even stab me. Because then I think telepathy, and then you have a block for telepathy, which I have a thing that unblocks telepathy, and basically keeps on going. And basically, what most people they think is Superman is overpowered, and that's the point of Infinity Watch. It's the most overempowered thing in the universe. It can punch One Punch Man, and he gets sucked into a black hole because of how hard I punch him with the Infinity Watch. Wolverine's regeneration doesn't exist. I turned it off and then I killed him. I get a gene. For another example, most people don't understand this. Okay, so you get 3 wishes. The first wish, you realize that you can't bring any back to life, you can't make someone love you, and you can't wish for more wishes. I wish that I could change the rules of wishes. They can't deny it. Or you could say, I wish there was no rule that I couldn't wish away other rules. Then the next wish would be, I wish that there was no rule against infinite wishes. And then your third wish would be, I wish I had infinite wishes. And then your problem solved right there. And most people are like, oh, you can't do that. Like, for example, College Humor did something with it, where they're like, you can't wish for infinite wishes. Then I wish there was no rule for that I couldn't wish for infinite wishes. You can't do that. I wish there was no rule. So yeah, basically your third rule, and they can't deny it. I mean, if every genie is by that form, it's actually a curse. So all you'd have to do is be like, I wish there was no rule against not being able to wish away a rule. And then it solves the problem. I don't know if it's like a paradox or what, because they have to do the wish. It's not against the rule to wish away the fact that you can't wish away rules, but there is at the same time. I guess you can't wish away rules. I wish there was no rule you couldn't wish away rules. I think, or that'd be an infinite loop. I have no idea. Okay, I'm gonna blow some shit up. I think they need to start doing things where celebrities become more with YouTube. Like Jim Carrey. He's not doing anything right now. He could open his own YouTube channel easily. Okay, I wanted to know someone who wouldn't say, hey, what the fuck? I keep hearing random sounds. People who would say, I'm not going to go watch Jim Carrey and Mike Myers or just some random person, like even if it wasn't playing video games and them just doing like stand-up comedy. You have YouTube. You literally could do like stand-up comedy on YouTube for stuff that you didn't think would work or that could work. But I mean, I wonder how people on YouTube can deal with, like, what's the difference from them being able to deal with what they have to deal with on YouTube, and then, but I mean, like, they're not chased around like celebrities, so I'm guessing they're more of like, they're famous, they're popular, but they're not, if you know what I mean. Like, people try to come to their house, you tell them don't, and they listen. Why can't that be translated into the celebrities of today? Because I don't think of celebrities as much as I do a YouTuber. If I saw Jacksepticeye, I would be happy. If I saw Passenger, I would be really happy too. But if I saw Jim Carrey, I would give him respect. I mean, how is it that people don't understand? Like, even, I mean, they point their fingers at celebrities, point, point, point. But whoever turns around and points it at the person who's pointing. Why do you think Britney Spears pretty much went fucking crazy? Because she had 24/7 people constantly with a camera in her face who had no respect for them. They're like literally the worst people in the world. Yeah, they have to make it a living, but they're making it. Fuck. Sorry. There we go. They literally get in people's faces. They get in front of cars. They almost get hit. Oh, uh, Garfield something hit someone with a car. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Spider-Man hit him with a car. Now I get a big news story. Yeah, you created a news story, you filthy piece of shit. And all they're doing is piggybacking. They're doing the same thing someone else is. They're piggybacking on that person's career. Which, I mean, I, I won't lie. At least I'm not like them. I won't lie. If, at one point, if Jacksepticeye or Markiplier or PewDiePie would have said, hey, we're going to promote your channel, even if I wasn't doing, in my opinion, I wasn't doing good, I probably would have said yes. But you know what? No, I wouldn't. Now I wouldn't. I would gladly become friends with them and keep working at Walmart, but it's not what I want. It's not what I would enjoy in life, and I'm not going to do that. Talking about this with someone would be nice, without bad opinion, but it's never going to happen. There's always going to be a Christian. There's going to be someone who doesn't like the idea, or they do, but I'm just, I don't know if I'm not strong enough. If it's because of writer's block, I give up. But my story will never get out. It wouldn't get very far anyway because I'd have to have the rights to a lot of different shows or the ability to put them in there. Because like many of my stories, like the chance to go into like Doctor Who's universe, like in my story that I did recently, I'm just gonna stare down. You guys can listen to me. I basically go into his universe on accident and meet Matt Smith's version of him, and I accidentally pull the TARDIS towards the newer Doctor, and he's in the vicinity. So like Matt Smith's freaking out because I'm telling him, hey, that's you, and I'm not supposed to, but I'm like, you have to stay away from you, and he starts freaking out. And he tries to get the TARDIS to go, but it won't go because there's another TARDIS in the area, and since it's the same TARDIS, it's freaking out and whatever. And I basically help him, and then I go back to my world, which is this one, the Earth we're on, and I'm finally saying I have power, and it's not just bending reality. It's the Infinity Watch. I made it appear through the ability of bending reality, but I don't have it. And like this is like a thing where like the most sense I could make with the Infinity Watch appearing in the universe is that it's here and it's flying, and it's all it is. It's not even the Infinity Watch, but it's a thing looking for a certain person, a candidate, someone who meets the imagination qualities of reality and how it works, bending reality works, and how, like, for example, to coincide with things I understand that there's a pro and con, or if you take something from the universe, you have to put it in it, or it could cave in on itself after a while. Or at least that's the way ours probably works, since ours is probably more of a center jewel that makes up all of the crown. If you get my drift. I don't know if you do. I don't make a lot of sense a lot of the time. I basically mean ours is just one of probably the billions that are in the middle of the ever-spanning outwards of creating other universes, which if we expand and alternate universes exist, then they have to expand. And when we make new stories, it helps the new universes. You get the idea. I already talked about it earlier. But it's just one of the possibilities of how the Infinity Watch would come into place. It would send a beacon, which would start causing people on Earth, because it's near the sun, powering itself up, so that it can come towards me. And every single time I use my abilities, or I use a very strong amount of my abilities, then it slowly pushes it knowledge to it. Percentage goes up. So I start out with just barely being able to bend reality. It sends a signal saying found candidate or infinity, and with my reality bending abilities, because it sent it to it to try and just to get to me. So at this point, it wasn't the Infinity Watch, even though it designated itself as that, but it was supposed to be an acronym for an unknown reason. What the acronym is in the story, because my character never finds out, because as soon as it turns into the Infinity Watch, it erases all of its memory to make space for the new upgrades of the infinite of everything. It was the only con. And the what it did is it when it sent this radiation using the sun, it gave us abilities like it did in Heroes. And as soon as it did that to me, unknown to my knowledge, my brain, my unconscious side of my brain was thinking of Heroes. So as soon as it did, when I was sleeping, it caused it so that everything would work like the way the Heroes universe worked. And then I started thinking of all these things, and then, but like a lot of them are unconscious. Like I said, how I make stories in my head, and then I forget about them, but then they just all faded in. So like, for example, I imagine one of the people we used to work with as one of the bad guys in a group, and because I did that previously, because everything that I do before in the story happens next. So like in another alternate universe, which happens when I come back after time traveling, and nobody understands what the fuck is gonna happen, and then later it's explained, because like all of a sudden we're in like an apocalypse situation where all my friends are living together, and the Infinity Watch is supposed to come, because I wrote about it in a book, but that previous book was another version of the story. So like like as the story goes on, you'll notice that things change of how I got the Infinity Watch because of how Infinity works, and the books would just keep going. If I did this into a book, it would never end. When I die, the idea would have to pass on to someone else. No matter if it gets to become the worst thing ever, and it just becomes a fan fiction on what today's computer is an ancient computer. So, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video. I want to watch some Scribs. I don't wanna do this all on my own, 'cause I'm no Superman. I'm no Superman. Alright, peace out, O-Town. Okay, I don't know how to do this now. Broadcast. Nobody's watching. You're all assholes. Don't watch this video. If you do, then I win. Ha ha ha, reverse psychology.